Gals and Giggles fans, I'm Sally.
I'm Gina.
Welcome to our channel. Today we have a very special guest with us, Dr. Lily Chan. We are here in her practice located in Orange County. Dr. Lily Chan is going to talk about something all women have, our periods.
Our periods.
Yes. And you can love your periods.
That is the motto today.
Love your period.
Talk about the menstrual cup. For a long time, I was always a tampon and pad user.
Yes.
And during COVID, when we were going through a crazy tampon shortage, my friend, she was like, I'm going to try the menstrual cup. And then she tried it and she loved it.
Wait, what is a menstrual cup? For those who are like,
what are you talking about?
And actually, I wish I had one so I could show. But it's a little silicone cup, like kind of this shape, and then you insert it in there, and it pretty much creates like a cork inside, and it just collects all the blood. And then when the time comes, you need to empty it out. You take it out and you empty it out, and then you just put it back in again.
How do you take it out though? I mean, there's
a whole process. So I'm gonna tell you about my experience with the menstrual cup. So there is a whole learning process, and the first time it's always extremely traumatic. So my friend, she started it
for you, did she?
No. But she was like, she tried the menstrual cup and she loved it, and she's like, you know what, this is great, you gotta try it. And I was like, okay. So I bought one on Amazon, and I just got like a cheap one. There's some that are like really expensive, and they all work the same. They're all fine.
Okay.
So I got one, and it just sat there in the box for a couple months. And eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And I didn't do my research. I just thought I could just read the pamphlet online and figure it out. No.
Okay. So note to self, definitely read.
Yes. So now when I tell women about the menstrual cup, I was like, there's a couple YouTube videos that I like to follow that really explain how to insert it in, and what it's supposed to, and how to take it out. That's another thing. So the first time when I did it, I'm following the instructions, and I'm like trying to put it in, and I was like, it won't go in. I was just like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, it won't go in. And finally I got it in there, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know how to take it out. Let me tell you how to take it out. It was super traumatic as well too. Thank God for YouTube. So I followed this one girl, and she does this thing called the poop flex on how to take it out. She did like a whole video, and it works.
Okay.
Oh my god, it works. So you pretty much you're just squatting on the toilet, and you kind of flex like you're trying, like you bear down, like you want to poop, and eventually it kind of just pushes it out a little bit, and then you can just take it out.
So you're kind of your vagina muscles pretty much go, and they because you know how your vagina muscles you can actually push back and forth. Yeah, it's like a pulse. So you're saying that you just gently push it out.
She calls it like the poop flush. You just bear down a little bit, and then eventually it slides out, and then you just take it out, and you're like,
Makes
okay.
sense to do it on the toilet too.
Yeah, so you can do it in the toilet. You can do it in the shower as well too.
How do you know when you're overflowing because it's a cup?
So because it kind of creates like a cork, or like so once you insert it in there, it creates a seal, so it blocks out all the air in there.
Okay.
So that's kind of why it's like a cork. So
it's like just suction.
Yeah, so it suctions in there. So then that's how it usually doesn't overflow. But the cup itself can hold about 100 milliliters of flow, which is a lot.
Milliliters.
Okay, this is gonna get really graphical.
Wait, hold on, guys. How much is this? Okay. Alright. This is a water bottle. This is 500 milliliters.
Whoa.
So a fifth of this.
Yeah.
Or I guess in this direction.
Right. That's a lot of flow.
It can hold a lot.
That's a lot.
So that's why you can wear the cup for like 12 hours. And you won't have to keep replacing it all the time. So for me, like in the beginning when my flow was really heavy for the first couple of days, I might have to change, or I have to empty the cup out like maybe 3 times in the day instead of every 12 hours.
Okay.
I would maybe do like every 8 or 9 hours or something like that. But a lot of times once you get it in and you learn how to really insert it in there and make the seal so it doesn't leak, it's great.
Well, this is my other question, right? So, okay, guys, this is going to be graphical. But you have your flow, right? And then sometimes you have things coming out, like chunks.
Oh, the clots?
Oh, the clocks, yeah. Then how does that cup hold it? And then, I don't know about you, sometimes I'm sitting or standing and all of a sudden I feel it.
You feel it.
I'm like,
and you're
I need to go to the restroom and I need to change my tampon because I know that is going to be a big one. So I need to get it done quickly. But I can't imagine a cup, right? Like, is it able to hold all of that?
It is. And actually, when it's in there, you're not going to feel that rush of stuff coming out that you feel when you have like a pad or a tampon, because you know the flow has
going out all the way.
Yeah.
Oh, because is it deeper? Like the cup goes in more?
It goes a little bit. It goes about the same amount as what a tampon would go in.
Okay. That canal only can go for so long.
Yeah, there's not enough space in there, but it goes in there, and like like it just. But when I wear it, I realize I don't really feel that dumping out feeling.
Interesting.
You know what sounds interesting to me about the cup, though, is that so when I got my first periods, right, always pads was like everyone had always.
Well, you were also in 3rd grade.
Okay,
that's different.
but that's all you had, right?
Right.
That's the only brand that was it. And then now when you go into the aisles at Target and stuff, you get all these like natural, all cotton, all this, and no chemicals, no this, no, everything is like organic now. And I remember hearing that your vagina is actually very absorbent. So there's all these like, I was like, okay, well maybe it's, maybe that's why people are trying to go more natural, because of all the chemicals that basically can get absorbed by your body.
Right.
But this is all silicone. It's just a silicone cup, so there's no chemicals. Nothing's gonna leach. Nothing's gonna, we use silicone in our cooking, right? Like it's safe to be around in your body. So
it's in somebody's boob. That's literally.
Yeah. So I mean, it's also very what's the word? It's
clean,
hygienic.
Yeah, it's like good for you. Like your
organic.
body's not absorbing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, and the one nice thing about using the menstrual cup too is that you're not absorbing any extra fluids as well too. So that helps maintain the pH balance inside your vagina as well too. So you want it to be happy in there. You want the pH to stay.
Yeah. Exactly. Like my mom said, you gotta keep it happy and you gotta keep it useful.
Yeah, so my combination is I love using the menstrual cup and I'll use the period panties.
Oh, like the things?
Period panties.
Yeah, there's things, and they have a bunch of different brands too, but oh my goodness, I love those. So after that, you don't have to use pads anymore, because pads, they move, they leak, they go all over the place.
Oh.
Totally recommend period panties.
I've never used period panties before.
Yeah, my friends tell me that too. Period panties are amazing.
They are. I use them a lot for when I go to sleep, so I don't have to like worry about it. I tried using them throughout the day, which is like a little bit weirder, but it's so much cleaner.
I'm imagining like a sack of liquid. And you're like getting up and down, sitting on your like squishing.
Yeah,
like a giant diaper, I know, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
It's like it works well with the menstrual cup because it holds everything in there, so it just catches
like
the leaks.
Overflow, like it's like the safety net.
Yeah.
Wow.
Such a fun conversation, ladies.
I know, but if you want to learn more about the menstrual cup, feel free to ask me anything.
Ask Dr. Lily Chan. She's here for you.
You're gonna get phone calls and be like, "Can you tell me more about the period cup?"
I know. Like I swear.
And acupuncture.
But yeah, with your period, it shouldn't be clotty though either. That's what acupuncture and herbs can help with too.
Oh, that's not normal?
It's not, clots are not normal.
Oh.
No, clots are not normal. Cramps are not normal.
I thought everyone went through that.
No, it should be a very nice and easy flow. Again, it should just be like, oh my god, this is like a great experience.
All right, ladies, learn to love your periods.
You can totally love your periods.
Periods were wild. They were literally, I was on my period my whole entire life. But I never got cramps. I was just bleeding all the time.
Yeah, I know a lot of women that have really heavy bleeding. So they have to, they don't actually go out because they're like, I'm especially their first day, right? They're like, it's my first day of my period. I can't go anywhere. I have to stay home because it's so heavy. Or I know some women that actually have their doctor go ahead and subscribe them something just to cause the bleeding to slow down a bit.
Oh, yeah. I would only wear the overnight heavy pads. And then I would wear that for like over a week. Because most people...
It's like wearing a diaper.
Oh, yeah. I got the thick jeans. Nobody can see. Because most people that I would talk to, because I didn't know that wasn't normal. So then I would talk to people and they would be like, oh, well, you have a heavy flow for like 3 days and then the rest of it's light. And I was like, oh, well, I'm heavy for over a week. And then I realized when they say heavy, that's my light. So I have 3 phases. I'd have the really heavy where it's like wild.
Yes.
And then my light days were the regular pads that my friends would use when they were heavy. And then I would eventually have the panty liner.
But acupuncture can help her, right?
Yes.
So with the heavy flow.
So I do have like some patients that with that, and what we want to do is that we want to make the flow very comfortable. So it should, ideally it should be like that 28-day cycle. I've had women where like the cycle was like actually too long or too short. And we want the flow to be, within like a 5 to 7 day, and it should be a very comfortable, easy. It's always going to be a little bit heavier at the beginning, but it should be a very easy, manageable flow throughout the 5 to 7 days. It shouldn't just be, we like how your flow is, we would call that hemorrhaging. You're bleeding way too much, and then that's going to cause a lot of fatigue in your body as well too.
So so now that I'm older, right, I actually went to my doctor and I'm done having kids, and I said, is there any way for you to actually get rid of my period? I'm like, what is the point of it? I don't need it anymore. Like, why do I don't want to bleed every month, right? This is perfect. Just get rid of it. I no more kids. I don't want it. And the doctor looked at me and she goes, hell no, I am not going to be the one responsible for getting rid of your period. She's like, it's a natural thing. Women should always get it. And I told my mom what I said to the doctor, and my mom was like, you're insane. Women want to keep their period as long as they can, because once they stop, you get their menopause.
That's menopause.
Yeah, you're like, your skin dries out, your body's all confused, your hormones are messed up, your hair starts to fall out. Like, she's like, that is when you age. I was like, oh my gosh. So, in a way, you're like, enjoy your period, love your period.
It's like your youth.
Yeah, it's just like your youth, but it's so hard because sometimes you're like, I don't want to bleed.
It's expensive.
It is expensive.
It is, but I would never. I can honestly say, like, I love my periods.
Okay.
It's a very comfortable experience for me, like, every month, and I'm very fortunate to say that. And I'm like, I don't get, like, any of the crazy symptoms, the cramping. But I've had experienced those things before, so I do know what women are experiencing and going through, especially with, like, the emotional, with the PMS. Like, I would kind of describe it as, like, an out-of-body experience. Okay. It's like, your brain is thinking and doing certain things, like, and you're like, that's not me, but I can't stop myself from doing that,
Like, why am I so angry?
Yes.
I don't know why. Sometimes I tell my family, I'm like, I am PMSing right now, so mommy is going to be very, very angry about every little thing you do. But just so you know, it's going to go away in 3 days. And I'll be fine, but for 3 days, I will be a monster. You're going to have to forewarn them.
Acupuncture and herbs help a lot with that. And with a lot of my women patients, where sometimes I'll be treating them for other issues, like either like, physical body pains or like migraines or something. But because we're balancing the body from the inside out, their periods end up being better as a result as well too. So it's like a whole package deal.
Like they didn't know that they even had a problem.
Yes.
They were like, ta-da!
So ladies, go to acupuncture. You're having your period issues, your flow, your hormones. go to acupuncture, because Western medicine is not going to help with that. If you have hormones, you're not going to be like, hey, go take a Motrin. I don't know. Like, you have cramps, go take a Motrin. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh gosh, like how many more pills do I have to stick in my body?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, thank you again. Well, thank you, Dr. Lily Chan, and I hope some of you ladies got to learn about our flow.
Yes, you can love your periods.